Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I know I'm kind of late to this game with all these fragrance recommendations because it's already we are already in the middle of spring, it's April, but I figured that here it's still snowing outside currently, it's very cold, I just can't really wear like some summer or spring fragrances because it's like freezing outside, but I figured lot of you live in warmer climates, so obviously you will find a list like this useful. So last year I already made a video about this. You can definitely check that one out too. Some of the picks I'm gonna mention here too because they are just so good, and I thought I will mention them here too. But I also have new picks for this year, and yeah, I'm just gonna share them. These are in no particular order. Uh, most of these fragrances I own, or at least I had a sample, or somehow I tested it and I really liked, so I can wholeheartedly recommend all of these fragrances. Obviously, don't blind buy anything. Definitely go and test these fragrances before you purchase them. But I feel like if you have a similar taste in fragrance like me, you will probably enjoy most of these fragrances. So I would like to start with a Gucci fragrance. It's called Gucci Mémoire d'Odeur. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's the green bottle. I think it's a unisex fragrance actually. It's a very interesting and unique fragrance. It has, I think, chamomile. To me, it has like a clean, calm, almost like green tea scent, but green tea in the meaning of matcha tea. So I don't know, it's just a very calming fragrance. It's quite unique and it's very like smooth. I believe it's not the most character like it doesn't have like the biggest personality, this fragrance, but it's very likable. It's very and just because it's not like a very loud fragrance, it's still very unique in my opinion. It's just, I think if for one of those days when you feel like you don't really want anything like extravagant or like loud, or you don't really want like a statement fragrance, you just want to smell nice and good and clean, but still like very soft and in a way like very likable and approachable. I feel like Mémoire d'Odeur is definitely a good pick. Now I saw that this fragrance is actually heavily discounted a lot of times, so keep an eye out. Don't buy it full price. Definitely go and try to get from a discount site if you choose to purchase it. I don't actually have this bottle, but I really like it. I would definitely be happy to have it. And yeah, so the next one on my list is a classic, Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mal, the original. It's just an amazing fragrance. It's one of my favorite fragrances ever. It has a fresh, minty, I say fresh, but don't think of aquatic or blue fragrances, no. It has like a smooth, kind of creamy quality to it. I believe it has sandalwood, vanilla, I don't really remember the notes, but it just gives off a very like almost cooling, calming, smooth effect. The mint is very nice in it. It's such a well blended fragrance that it's even hard to describe it. But if you have the chance, definitely go and try it. I absolutely fell in love with this fragrance. It's one of my favorites. I believe it's great for spring, great for summer. I usually wear it for spring and summer. I don't really wear it in cold weather, but it's just a great fragrance. And to be honest, I don't really like any of the new flankers for Le Mal. I believe that the original is the best one so far. Okay. The next one I also mentioned last year. It's a Banana Republic fragrance. It's a very affordable fragrance. I actually have this back at home. It's a really nice fragrance. It's called 78 Vintage Green. I believe it has a green fig leaf note, which is the most prominent. It's a very nice, natural smelling, smooth. It's just very natural smelling and very soft. It's not very loud. It's not very obnoxious. It's one of those fragrances that you can really pull off even in nature. It doesn't feel like synthetic or anything. It's just very natural. I absolutely. The funny thing is that I didn't really love this fragrance. Like when I was back home, I always felt like it's a little bit boring. But now that I'm here and I don't have it with me, I'm actually really craving it. Like, it's just a very nice, well-blended fragrance, and I feel like many of you would enjoy it. It actually got quite a bit of hype last year in the fragrance community. It's just a very nice fragrance, and if you are into like green, but not like grass, no. Think about like fig leaf, and yeah, it has a little bit of sweetness, but it's more like the leaf of the fig instead of the fruit of the fig, if that makes sense. So yeah, I recommend. You can find it for very affordable, but you shouldn't pay too much for it because the projection and longevity is not that great. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know, I didn't film in a while and I'm just very like nervous for filming. I don't know, like I feel a little bit like anxious, I don't know, being on camera. So if that's showing and I'm being really awkward, like more than usual, I'm sorry. Another affordable fragrance that I discovered last year is Zara Vibrant Leather Cologne. And don't get it twisted, it's the Cologne version. So not the original Vibrant Leather, but the Cologne. Now, the Vibrant Leather Cologne is a very gingery, zingy version of the original Vibrant Leather. Now, if you know, Vibrant Leather is like a dupe for Creed Aventus. I actually tested Creed Aventus, and honestly, I think the best, at least to my taste, the best version of the dupes is the Zara Vibrant Leather. I tried the Mont Blanc Explorer. I tried. I don't remember. I kind of forgot, but there are a lot of dupes out there, and I never really liked this DNA, and I still not a huge fan. But I have to say that I actually prefer the Zara version compared to even to the original Creed Aventus. I don't like the DNA, but the Zara version is kind of nice. I still wouldn't purchase it, I think, because it's just not really me. But now let's talk about the Zara Vibrant Leather Cologne. That I love. I think that's a great fragrance. It's very gingery, like it's very zingy. You know how people say like about all the ginger fragrances with ginger note, they always say like, oh, it's super zingy, super gingery, and usually the ginger note just disappears very quickly. But with this one, the Vibrant Leather Cologne, it's actually very lasting to my experience. I only had a tester, not tester. I only had a small sample, but I actually think about buying it because if it's still available, I'm not even sure. But I think it was a great, unique fragrance for summer and spring. In a way, it's fresh, but like in this gingery, spicy, light freshness, almost like energeticness, if that makes sense. It's like I feel like it will kind of wake you up in the morning, if that makes sense. Like it just has that little kick to it because of the ginger that really so great. I really like it. Yeah, sorry, I have to like read this because I don't remember everything and I don't want to miss out any fragrance. So another recent discovery was Warm Cotton by Clean. Clean is like this weird fragrance house. that has these very obviously clean smelling fragrances. And warm cotton is, I just really liked it. I tested it recently. It basically has the smell, just like the name suggests, the smell of freshly dried laundry. Like you can smell a little bit of the laundry detergent, but also just how the sun kind of dried the fabric. Just a fresh laundry smell, if you know what I'm talking about. And not just like fresh laundry, but somehow even the essence of being dried on the sun, you know? When you just take the laundry inside and it's still warm from the sun, that's the smell of this fragrance, and it's very nice. It's unisex. It's I think it's just a great, clean, fresh, but not fresh. More like you will feel fresh wearing it because it just smells like clean clothes. So an interesting, a very nice fragrance. It can be quite overpriced at some places. I wouldn't pay too much for it, so definitely check out like discounters or sites with deals, because yeah, mostly like I don't like paying too much for like fresh clean scents because they're usually not that long lasting, and they tend to be quite overpriced on like official websites or department stores, or even like Notino. If you are from Europe, Notino is better than buying it full price, but still sometimes Notino is still quite expensive, so I will definitely suggest you to try trustworthy discount sites in Europe. If you, in certain countries, you get Parfimo. I'm not I know that quite a few countries have Parfimo. It's a trustworthy website. I ordered from there many times. They have testers, they have good deals. I really recommend more Parfimo. But I'm sure that every country has some kind of discount website for fragrances. But yeah, be aware because some of them are like kind of sketchy. So I don't recommend just ordering from anywhere, because there are some websites that probably will send you fake ones or something. So definitely read like reviews and stuff, because yeah, it's easy to get scammed. Okay, next one is actually a more expensive fragrance. It's from the house of Prada. It's Prada L'Homme, or if you prefer something more fresh, it's Prada L'Homme Le. So the original Prada L'Homme has this kind of deep iris note. It's a beautiful fragrance. I actually prefer Prada L'Homme, but for the sake of this video, I also want to mention Prada L'Homme Le. Prada L'Homme Le is similar to the original, but it's more lighter, brighter. It's a little bit more soapy, I believe. It's more suitable for summer and spring, while the original Prada L'Homme can be worn all year round, I believe. But I'm not sure I would wear it in summer, but yeah, if I have to like categorize them, Prada L'Homme for maybe fall and winter, and the Prada L'Homme Le for spring and summer, but I actually prefer Prada L'Homme, but you know, it's just up to your personal taste. They are both quite soapy, clean fragrances, but as I said, the original one is more deeper, a little bit darker, maybe a little bit even leathery in a way. The Prada L'Homme Le in the light blue packaging is more on the soapy, clean side. It's more bright, it's more suitable for warm weather. I think they are both very likable and great unique fragrances. I recommend both. Next one is a classic on my channel as well. It's Moschino Toy Boy. Moschino Toy Boy is a very unique, modern take on rose. It has kind of like a spicy kick to it from like pink pepper, I believe. One of my favorite fragrances. I actually just ran out of my small decant that I brought with me to Finland. I actually went through the 30 ml back home, and I also halfway through with 100 ml. So that shows you that I really enjoy this fragrance. It can be found for very cheap. I remember I bought my 100 ml for around maybe 40 or 30 euros, which was a steal because yeah, it's a great fragrance. If you are more experimental, if you like unique scents, I definitely recommend it. It's a very cheap, compared to the quality, it's very affordable because I feel like Moschino can be, people kind of dismiss Moschino, the house of Moschino, because it's kind of in the lower category of fragrances, but this one is actually extremely well blended and high quality. I could definitely see it as a like a niche fragrance. Like if it was released from like by a niche house, it could be sold for like 200 euros and people will buy it. I'm not joking. It's very nice. And yeah, it's mostly for like spring, summer, but it would also be perfect. I actually wear it all year round, but I would say it's mostly suitable for spring, summer, and maybe fall. But I just really like it. I wear it all year round. Okay, another more affordable is White Musk for Men by The Body Shop. So I feel like this is their most popular fragrance. I actually don't have it, but I tested it many times. I really like it. It's also leaning this musky, obviously musky, clean direction, but it also has, I believe, a little bit like irisy, leathery soapiness. It's hard to describe, but it's like a barbershop scent in a way. It's very affordable. You can buy 100 ml for, I believe, 20 euros. I still didn't pull the trigger on it, but I really enjoy it. It's not that long lasting, I have to say. The performance is not good, but again, it's quite affordable, so I feel like it's not a huge problem. You can just respray it. It's a great scent. Yes, I also wanted to mention the new Dolce & Gabbana light blue flanker. It's called Italian Lab. It has a strong bergamot note. It's very beautiful. I tested it recently. It's a new release. I actually made a separate video on it. It's a great scent. I feel like it's mostly summer scent, but if it's warming up, you can definitely pull it off in spring too. It has this great fruitiness, like this citrusy, bright citrusy freshness, but in a way it's very unique. Like I never smelled anything like this before. Maybe I'm just like inexperienced, but I actually never smelled bergamot like this. A lot of fragrances have bergamot, but it never really stood out like this one. I actually really enjoy this one, and it's a big word from me because I usually don't really enjoy the light blue DNA. I know, like, it's very popular, but for me it just never really was anything special. But this one is actually great. Like I would be really happy to purchase it because it's a great scent for summer, and it's quite unique in that sense because I feel like in summer citrusy fragrances tend to be either like orange or lemon, and this is just something else, and I really enjoyed. And I think that was it. Yes, that was my fragrance list for this spring. I actually, I would say definitely check out my last year's video because I didn't mention all the fragrances here. I kind of switched it up, so I also have some great recommendations in that one. Please let me know what you will wear this spring. If you are in like a similar cold climate as me, are you excited to finally pull out something? What will be your like recommendations for me? I'm always open for new experiences and trying new fragrances, so definitely let me know. And yeah, other than that, please have a wonderful day and talk to you soon.